Have you ever felt like you're constantly pouring yourself into others, yet receiving little in return? It's a heartbreaking reality many of us face when we give more than we get, leaving us drained and undervalued. But what if I told you that learning when to walk away, reclaim your energy, and focus on your own well-being is one of the greatest acts of self-love? In today's video, we'll explore the power of choosing yourself over toxic situations, and how letting go can lead to a life filled with peace and purpose. Stick around to the end to uncover the key steps to protecting your energy and how you can apply these insights in your own life. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. Your support means a lot, so if you find value in this video, please give it a thumbs up to help spread our message. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now, let's get started. One of the hardest lessons I've learned is that walking away from an argument or a confrontation is not a sign of weakness, but rather an act of profound strength and self-awareness. We live in a world where we're constantly pressured to defend ourselves, to prove we're right, to win every debate, and to assert our opinions at every opportunity. But there is immense power in recognizing that your peace and mental well-being are worth far more than the fleeting satisfaction of winning an argument. When you choose to disengage from a conversation that is going nowhere, you are not giving up, you are choosing yourself. You are valuing your emotional energy and preserving your inner calm, which is a strength far greater than the temporary satisfaction of proving someone else wrong. True strength doesn't come from dominating others or from always having the last word. It comes from within, from the ability to remain calm, composed, and centered, even when life is chaotic and people are difficult. Real strength is quiet, patient, and resilient. It's in the people who have been knocked down by life's harshest blows, but somehow find the courage to rise again. I have seen people who were utterly shattered by circumstances, who felt as if the ground had been pulled out from under them, yet they managed to gather the broken pieces of their lives and rebuild something even stronger. That's the kind of strength that truly transforms lives. It's not loud, it's not aggressive, but it's powerful beyond measure. In fact, some of the strongest people I've ever known are those who have faced the greatest hardships. These are individuals who have been deeply hurt, who have experienced profound loss, who have been rejected or betrayed, yet they didn't let those experiences define them. They didn't let the pain consume them. Instead, they used their suffering as a catalyst for growth, transforming their pain into wisdom and their weakness into strength. Watching someone go through that process is one of the most emotional, moving things I've ever witnessed. It's a reminder that we all have the capacity for incredible resilience, even in our darkest moments. I've learned that strength isn't about never falling. It's about rising again after every fall. It's about having the courage to keep going, even when everything feels hopeless. It's about picking up the pieces of your shattered dreams and finding a way to move forward, even when it feels like the whole world is against you. And most importantly, it's about knowing when to fight and when to let go, when to speak and when to stay silent. There's a delicate balance between standing up for yourself and knowing when to walk away, and mastering that balance is one of the greatest strengths you can ever have. At the end of the day, the battles we choose to engage in shape who we are. But even more than that, the battles we choose not to fight are what preserve our energy, our peace, and our happiness. Sometimes, the greatest act of strength is not to fight at all, but to walk away with your dignity intact and your heart at peace. And in those moments, you realize that true power doesn't come from winning arguments. It comes from protecting your inner peace and refusing to let others drag you into their chaos. It's truly heartbreaking to see how many people aspire to live joyful, meaningful lives, yet they remain trapped by their own toxic patterns of thinking. They long for light and positivity to flood into their world, but refuse to let go of the darkness they cling to within. It's impossible to expect true happiness when negativity still occupies so much space in your mind. Life, in its strange and often mysterious way, reflects what we hold within us. If you carry bitterness, anger, or resentment, it will inevitably show up in your surroundings like a shadow that follows you everywhere. To welcome joy, abundance, and peace, the first step is to cleanse your mindset. It's much like wiping away the dirt from a fogged-up window. Only after the grime has been cleared can you truly see the brilliance and beauty that was there all along, waiting for you. The most important law you'll ever live by isn't written in any book or legal code. It's the one engraved in your soul, in the deepest parts of your heart. Your morality, your sense of right and wrong, should be the guiding force that leads you through the storms of life. When challenges arise and the world seems to test you to your very core, it's not the rules of society that will come to your rescue. It's your principles, your unwavering internal compass. In the toughest moments, when you're at your lowest, external authorities won't be there to protect or defend you. It's your own values that will either lift you up or weigh you down. And when the day comes to face judgment, not from others, but from within, the most important trial will happen in the quiet chambers of your conscience. That inner voice, the one we often ignore or try to silence, is the most honest and relentless judge you will ever face. It's a voice that knows every truth about you, and no one can hold you accountable more severely than your own heart. If you are still watching this video, and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Life is full of the most profound ironies, and I've witnessed them unfold in ways I never imagined. I've seen people who once lived dishonestly, who betrayed those closest to them, find redemption in the arms of someone who loves them deeply and unconditionally, turning them into loyal, devoted partners. It's remarkable how love can transform a person so completely. But I've also seen the reverse. People who were once the epitome of kindness and loyalty fall into deceit and cruelty, becoming unrecognizable even to themselves. The journey of life is unpredictable, and it constantly surprises us. I've watched individuals who seemed doomed to fail rise from the ashes of their circumstances, defying all expectations, and achieving greatness that no one thought possible. And on the flip side, I've seen those who seem to have everything, a thriving career, a stable life, a perfect plan, lose it all in the blink of an eye. Life doesn't adhere to the rules we expect, and people are far more complex and unpredictable than we give them credit for. It's humbling to realize that we're all subject to life's twists and turns. What matters most is how we navigate those changes, whether we cling to our inner light or let the darkness take hold. And in those moments, when life shows us just how unpredictable it can be, we're reminded that the strength to rise, to change, and to endure comes from within. I've witnessed firsthand how people can surprise you, how they can change in ways you'd never expect. I've seen those who once lived in darkness, people consumed by anger, deceit, or selfishness, choose to break free from their destructive patterns. They let go of the toxicity that defined them and found a way to transform their lives into something meaningful and positive. These changes didn't happen overnight, and they weren't easy. It took immense courage for them to confront their past, to take responsibility for their actions, and to reshape themselves into individuals with purpose and light. Watching them evolve is nothing short of inspiring. But on the other hand, I've also seen good, decent people, those who always did the right thing, who held fast to their principles, become worn down by the world. The constant strain of always trying to be perfect, of carrying the weight of their own morality, became too much. Slowly, they started to drift away from the values they once held dear, taking paths they never thought they would. This duality is one of the most heartbreaking aspects of life. We want to believe that good people will always remain good, and that bad people are incapable of change. But life is never that simple. Just because someone walks the righteous path today doesn't mean they won't stumble off it tomorrow. And just because someone has fallen doesn't mean they won't rise, stronger than before. People are unpredictable, and life is full of twists and turns we cannot foresee. It's a humbling reminder that none of us are immune to change, whether for better or worse. What defines us is not our past actions, but the choices we make moving forward. Courage, as I've come to learn, is far more complex than we often think. We tend to associate courage with physical acts of bravery, the soldier going to war, the firefighter running into a burning building, or even the person standing up to an external threat. And yes, Those are certainly forms of courage. But the most profound kind of bravery is often the one we don't see, the battle that happens quietly, deep inside a person's heart and mind. It's easy to muster the strength to fight something external, something you can see and touch. But facing your own fears, insecurities, and inner demons? That's a far greater challenge. It's terrifying to confront the parts of yourself that you'd rather keep hidden, to look your doubts and failures in the eye and refuse to run from them. Real courage is waking up every day and choosing to face yourself, no matter how painful it might be. It's about having the strength to acknowledge your mistakes, your flaws, and your vulnerabilities, and still deciding to move forward, to keep striving for something better. Most people spend their entire lives avoiding this internal battle, distracting themselves with external conflicts or busy schedules, so they never have to face the truth within. But the ones who do, the ones who have the courage to sit with their pain and work through it, emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient than anyone could have imagined. This kind of internal bravery is essential for living a full and authentic life. It's what allows you to embrace life's uncertainties without letting them break you. Life is full of chaos, imperfections, and challenges, and it takes an enormous amount of strength to not only survive these hardships but to thrive in spite of them. True courage isn't about eliminating fear or doubt. It's about moving forward despite them. It's about learning to live with your imperfections and choosing to grow from your experiences, rather than letting them harden you or make you bitter. There's a saying that's always stuck with me: men are like wine. They either sour with time or deepen in richness. It's such a simple metaphor, but it perfectly captures how our choices shape us as we grow older. Life will undoubtedly hand us difficult experiences, heartbreak, failure, disappointment. But how we choose to respond to those experiences determines whether we grow sour or become richer versions of ourselves. Some people hold on to their bitterness, allowing their past hurts to weigh them down and darken their outlook on life. They become closed off, cynical, and unable to see the beauty that still exists in the world. Then there are those who choose a different path. These are the people who embrace growth, who learn from their mistakes and use their hardships as opportunities to develop more compassion, wisdom, and understanding. They don't let their pain define them or limit their potential. Instead, they allow it to deepen their empathy and expand their capacity for love. Over time, these individuals grow into the fullest, richest versions of themselves, like a fine wine that only improves with age. They become beacons of light for others, showing us all what it means to live with an open heart, even in the face of life's greatest challenges. What I've learned from watching people evolve in such unexpected ways is that none of us are fixed in our nature. We are all capable of change, both for better and worse. Life's journey is not about staying the same. It's about growing, adapting, and learning from the experiences that shape us. The person you are today doesn't have to be the person you are tomorrow. We all have the power to transform ourselves, to let go of the things that hold us back, and to embrace a future filled with possibility. The question is, will we choose to grow richer with time, or will we allow ourselves to become embittered by life's inevitable hardships? That's the choice we all face, every single day. And it's one that defines not only who we are but the legacy we leave behind. As you navigate through life's winding roads, you will inevitably cross paths with individuals who seem to thrive on the misery of others. These are the people whose happiness is not rooted in love or kindness, but in the suffering and downfall of those around them. It's tragic, really, that their sense of worth is so deeply tied to the pain they witness in others. They are like storm clouds, constantly looming, waiting for the right moment to rain down on someone's peace. The sad truth is, their joy isn't real. It's hollow, fueled only by the chaos they create or the sadness they see in others. These people will drain you, not only emotionally but spiritually, too. Every interaction with them leaves you feeling exhausted, as though the very life has been sucked out of you. They poison the air around them, turning even the brightest days into something dull and heavy. Recognizing these toxic individuals for what they are is essential. It's not enough to merely acknowledge their behavior. You have to actively protect yourself from it. If you allow them too close, their negativity will seep into your heart, darkening your thoughts and dulling your spirit. It's your duty to yourself to guard your peace fiercely and to never let their shadows cover your light. The key to navigating such encounters, and indeed, the key to navigating life, is staying true to yourself. Life is unpredictable. There will be moments when everything you've known and trusted is thrown into question. People you thought you could rely on may disappoint you in ways you never expected. Circumstances that once felt stable may suddenly shift, leaving you uncertain and vulnerable. But through all the turbulence, the one constant you can rely on is your own inner compass. The strength you find within, the principles that guide you, are your most powerful tools in facing life's challenges. When the world feels like it's crumbling around you, holding on to your core values, your sense of right and wrong, is what will see you through. This inner strength isn't about brute force or control. It's about resilience. It's the quiet, unwavering determination to stay true to who you are, no matter what external forces try to pull you off course. There will come a time, perhaps when you least expect it, when the fog that has clouded your mind and heart for so long begins to lift. The confusion, the heartbreak, the emotional weight that's been pressing down on you will start to ease, and in its place, a new sense of clarity will emerge. You'll begin to see things for what they truly are, not through the lens of hope or illusion, but through the lens of reality. And what you'll likely realize is that much of the pain you've been carrying didn't come from the person who hurt you, but from the idea of who you thought they were. You weren't mourning the actual person. You were mourning the version of them you had created in your mind, the one you wanted so desperately for them to be. The fantasy of who they were was what you held on to, not the flawed human individual standing before you. If you are still watching this video, and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. This realization can be one of the most painful moments of self-reflection. It's like a cold splash of water that forces you to wake up and see the truth. You may feel a sting, even a sense of betrayal, not necessarily by them, but by yourself for believing in an illusion. But as painful as it is, this epiphany is also the key to your healing. It's the moment you can finally begin to let go. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or pretending the hurt never happened. It means releasing yourself from the chains of expectation and disappointment that have been holding you down. It means accepting the truth for what it is, rather than what you wished it could be. And in that acceptance, you'll find freedom. When you let go of the fantasy you had built around someone, you make space for something far more important. Your own growth. You start to reclaim the energy you had poured into someone else and redirect it toward yourself. You begin to realize that choosing yourself, valuing your own well-being and peace of mind over the illusion of someone else's potential, is not selfish. It's the most profound act of self-love you can ever engage in. It's in this moment of choosing yourself over the fantasy that true healing begins. The weight that you've been carrying, the heartache, the disappointment, the frustration, starts to lift, and with it, your spirit begins to rise. You're no longer shackled by the false hopes or the unfulfilled dreams you had tied to someone else. Instead, you're free to focus on your own journey, your own path forward. You'll come to understand that reclaiming your power, your joy, and your peace is not a loss, but a victory. You didn't lose by walking away from the illusion. You won by choosing yourself. And in doing so, you'll experience a liberation that is as powerful as it is transformative. Ultimately, letting go isn't just about releasing someone else. It's about reclaiming yourself. It's about understanding that your worth isn't tied to anyone else's actions, perceptions, or failures. Your happiness, your sense of peace, belongs to you and you alone. By letting go of the things and people that no longer serve you, you're making room for the things that will. And in that space of self-acceptance and self-love, you'll discover a strength you never knew you had, a strength that has been there all along, just waiting for you to claim it. There comes a point in life when you must settle accounts, not with other people, but with the fears, doubts, and anxieties that have been your constant companions. Those of us who feel broken often carry this heavy burden. We find ourselves bending, contorting, trying to fit into spaces where we were never meant to belong. We chase after expectations that were never meant for us, trying to fill the void left by unfulfilled dreams and unmet needs. And time after time, we return to the same dry wells, hoping that somehow this time, they will offer the nourishment we so desperately crave. But they never do. And the painful truth is that they never will. Finally, you come to realize, it's over. The cycle is broken. You don't need to keep returning to those empty places anymore. You've outgrown them. From now on, you only need to stay with someone who truly sees you, not just the surface, but the depths of your soul. There's no shortage of people who can kiss your skin, touch your body, or say sweet words to you. But how many people are willing to look past the physical and truly connect with the essence of who you are? So often, we exist in the minds of others as mere projections of their desires, fears, or insecurities. Some people see us as symbols of their fantasies, while others view us as targets for their criticisms or judgments. We are, to many, nothing more than a reflection of their internal world. Some minds will inflate our virtues, turning us into something we're not, while others will magnify every flaw and shortcoming, reducing us to less than what we are. But in reality, neither image is accurate. Like a river that's never the same twice, both we and the world around us are in constant motion. The water that flows today is not the same as yesterday's, and we ourselves are not the same person who once stepped into the stream. Every experience, every heartache, every victory, every lesson has shaped us into someone new. The person you are today is not the person you were yesterday, and tomorrow you will change again. That's the beauty and complexity of life. We are always evolving. Now, it's time to embrace mutuality. Relationships, whether they are friendships, partnerships, or romantic bonds, only thrive when there's a balance. I will go if you come. I will give if you also give. I will be if you choose to be there with me. This isn't about keeping score, but about honoring the sacred dance of give and take. It's time to stop pouring yourself out for those who take and take, but never give back. For too long, you may have been conditioned to believe that love and care are only meaningful if they are given without expectation, that you must endlessly sacrifice for others without ever expecting anything in return. But that's a lie. Real love, true, healthy love, requires reciprocity. It flourishes in environments where both people are invested, where both are giving, and where both are growing together. You deserve that kind of love. You deserve relationships where your energy is not drained but replenished. It's also time to recognize that you are your own protector, your own nurturer. You no longer need to depend on someone else to save you, to complete you, or to hold you up. You are your own father and mother now, guiding and comforting yourself through life's storms. This realization may be difficult at first, but it's also incredibly empowering. Your life is your own to shape, your body is your own to care for, your path is yours to walk, and your destiny is in your hands. No one else can live your life for you, and no one else can bear the responsibility for your happiness. That weight, that privilege, belongs to you alone. Still, this doesn't mean you have to walk the path entirely alone. Seeking help, reaching out for support, or leaning on others when you need it is not a sign of weakness. In fact, it's one of the truest acts of self-love. Asking for help doesn't mean you failed. It means you love yourself enough to recognize that no one can carry everything on their own all the time. Whether it's a therapist, a trusted friend, or a support group, reaching out is an acknowledgement that you deserve to heal, to grow, and to thrive. But never forget that, in the end, the most important relationship you have is the one with yourself. You are your own best advocate, your most reliable support system, and your greatest source of strength. It's within you to heal from the past, to overcome the obstacles in front of you, and to build the future you deserve. No one else can do it for you. The power to move forward is in your hands. So take it, with all the love, strength, and courage that you possess, and build the life you were always meant to live. You are enough, and you always have been. Uncover the immense depth of wisdom, power, and brilliance that has always existed within you. You are not simply living in the shadows of others, nor are you defined by the opinions, judgments, or limitations placed on you by the world. You are your own master, the architect of your destiny, and the warrior who has fought battles within yourself that others could never begin to understand. You don't just possess strength, you are strength. Every setback, every failure, every disappointment has been building the inner force that now surges through you like the power of 1,000 lions. You are not just climbing the mountain, you are the mountain. The summit you've been striving to reach has always been within you, waiting for you to recognize it. Deep within you lies an unclaimed treasure, your own light, your beauty, your unique grace. This is the essence of who you are, the truth that no external validation or approval could ever give you. It's time to stop looking for that validation from others and start embracing the beauty and elegance that's been inside of you all along. I congratulate you, not just for surviving, but for thriving, for waking up each day and continuing forward, even on the days when it feels like the world is crumbling around you. Those days, when you're forced to push through darkness, are the ones that shape you. They're the ones that define your strength. I won't pretend to be perfect, nor will I deny the duality within me. Like anyone, I have two sides. Some see me as authentic, while others may see me as fake. To pretend otherwise would be dishonest. We all wear different faces, depending on the circumstances and the people around us. It's like flipping a coin. Sometimes you land on heads, sometimes on tails. The truth is, I'm not always sure if it's me who's changing or if the world around me is growing more unbearable by the day. But I've come to realize that the only person I truly need to be honest with is myself. Life is like a finely crafted cup of coffee. It's not just about how you brew it, but more importantly, how you choose to drink it. You can sip it slowly, savoring every nuance, or gulp it down, missing the richness it offers. The same goes for life. You can't give up just because your first attempt at something didn't go the way you planned. You can't let the first failure, the first setback, or the first harsh word from others determine your course. If you do, you're not just giving up on that one dream, you're giving up on yourself. You're letting their negativity win. Remember, it's not those who criticize you who fall when you break down. It's you, along with every hope and dream you've ever had. And sometimes, the biggest regret doesn't come from making mistakes, but from giving your time, love, and energy to someone who never deserved it in the first place. It's time to stop holding on to people or things that only bring you temporary satisfaction at the cost of long-term pain. We often cling to toxic situations because they offer brief moments of glory, moments that make us feel seen, appreciated, or wanted. But at what cost? Those fleeting moments of joy are often overshadowed by the deep, lingering pain they cause. It's a hard lesson, but an essential one. Happiness doesn't come from hurting others, nor does it come from tolerating those who hurt you. The people who are truly content and fulfilled in life don't spend their time tearing others down. They don't seek to hurt or manipulate. That's the work of the envious, the frustrated, the unfulfilled, those who can't find their own light, so they try to dim yours. Life is much like flying in a plane. You may know your destination, but the path to get there is often unpredictable, full of turbulence and detours. You can't control the weather or the bumps along the way, but you can control how you react to them. Trust the journey, even when it's unclear. You'll get to where you need to be in time, even if the route is far different from what you expected. If you are still watching this video, and find these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. It's a sad but true reality that no matter what you have or how much you achieve, there will always be those who envy you. But here's the truth, it's not what you have that they envy, it's who you are. Your spirit, your resilience, your ability to keep going despite everything, that's what bothers them. It's the essence of you that makes others uncomfortable, especially those who can't find that strength within themselves. It's not your success or material wealth that irritates them. It's your authenticity, your unwavering spirit, and your ability to remain true to yourself in a world that constantly tries to tear you down. But here's the thing, you don't need to seek revenge or harbor resentment against those who try to dim your light. Life has a way of balancing itself out. Sooner or later, everyone reaps what they sow. The seeds of negativity, envy, and hatred that others plant will come back to them. You don't need to worry about settling scores. Life will take care of that for you. Instead, focus on what you are sowing. Plant seeds of kindness, compassion, and resilience, and watch as they return to you tenfold. Life has a beautiful way of rewarding those who give without expecting in return. But never forget, you are the guardian of your own destiny. No one else can walk this path for you, and no one else is responsible for your happiness. It's time to stop waiting for someone to save you or support you. You are your own protector, your own nurturer, your own guide. You are the creator of your life, the one who holds the pen to your story. You must learn to love yourself fiercely, to trust yourself, and to believe in your ability to create the life you desire. But that doesn't mean you have to do it all alone. Asking for help, seeking guidance, or leaning on others when needed is not a sign of weakness. It's an act of self-love, an acknowledgement that you deserve support and care. The journey of life isn't easy, but it's yours to shape. The power to overcome your obstacles, to heal from your past, and to create a future filled with light, love, and purpose lies within you. You are capable of more than you realize. The time has come to stop doubting yourself, to stop holding on to what no longer serves you, and to step into your power. The world needs your light, your strength, and your unique voice. Keep sowing the seeds of greatness, and trust that life will return them to you, multiplied in ways you never could have imagined. You are enough, and you always have been. Trust that, believe in yourself, and let your inner warrior lead the way. When something arrives in your life, it's never just a coincidence. It's a reflection of the fact that, in some way, you're ready to handle it, even if you don't feel prepared. Sometimes, life brings people into your world not to fix you, but to help you rediscover the parts of yourself that have been lost or neglected. Imagine someone coming into your life, unexpectedly, like a gentle presence that steps into the chaos. They don't try to change you, but they see the areas that need mending, the scars that need tending. Like an old swing in your backyard that's been forgotten over the years, they restore you. They adjust the chains, repaint the faded colors that once brought you joy, and push you ever so gently, reminding you how to soar again. They are there, steady and patient, holding on when you feel unsteady, waiting until you find the courage to lift your feet off the ground and let go of the fears that have kept you grounded. And just like that, you begin to fly. Time is the one thing that marches on, regardless of our plans or desires. It doesn't pause for anyone. Every second, every minute slips away, and you have to be intentional about who you share it with. Time is more precious than we often realize, and wasting it on people who don't value you is one of the greatest disservices you can do to yourself. Eventually, you reach a point where you stop chasing after those who don't care about you. You realize you've given all that you could, and the tears you once shed for someone who never appreciated you begin to dry up. In that moment of clarity, you understand that you deserve more, and it's then that you become truly brave. You no longer allow others to trample on your heart. The pain may still be there, but your dignity takes over, guiding you forward with strength and purpose. Life, in its strange and often harsh way, throws us tests that seem designed to break us. But those challenges aren't there to defeat you. They exist to help you grow, to prepare you for the great things that are yet to come. The struggles you face today are not in vain. They are shaping you, building your resilience, and creating the foundation for the incredible future waiting for you if you can just hold on and push through. Those who try to elevate themselves by humiliating or belittling others are only showing the depth of their own unhappiness. Their cruelty is a mirror of their inner emptiness, not a reflection of your value. Remember, their actions don't define you. They only expose their own brokenness. The truth that stings the most is that time is irreversible. Once it's gone, there's no bringing it back. But the silver lining, the beautiful truth, is that you are in control of your life's direction. You are the captain of your ship, the pilot of your own journey. The course may not always be smooth, and the winds may shift unexpectedly, but you hold the power to navigate through it all. Let the light break through the window of your soul, and you'll start to see that even in the darkest nights, there is beauty. The stars shine the brightest in the deepest darkness, and life offers so much more than the pain and struggle you feel today. Leave the door to your future open, just a crack, and you'll be amazed at what walks through. One day, you'll realize that your dreams were not just fantasies. They were previews of what your reality could become. In intimate relationships, there's an often overlooked truth about men who have developed the skill of oral sex. These men are not just more attentive in bed, but they are more in tune with their partner's emotional and physical needs. There's an underlying sensitivity to their approach, a willingness to listen, not just with their ears, but with their touch, their presence, their entire being. They see intimacy as a dance, a conversation where words aren't always needed, but attentiveness is essential. They explore with curiosity, paying close attention to their partner's desires and reactions, adapting and learning in real time to provide a deeper connection. But beyond the physical act, it's their ability to create an atmosphere of trust and openness that makes the experience transformative. These men are not afraid to talk about desires, boundaries, and emotions, which makes their partners feel safe and understood. This level of communication fosters not only sexual pleasure but emotional intimacy, which is often where the real connection lies. It's not just about technique, it's about creating a space where both partners feel valued, heard, and respected. When intimacy is rooted in mutual respect and understanding, the experience becomes more than just physical. It becomes an exchange of energy, a bond that deepens with every encounter. The best relationships are built on this foundation of trust, open communication, and mutual care. It's not just about physical satisfaction, it's about being seen and understood on a deeper level. These are the moments that turn fleeting pleasure into lasting connection, where the act of giving and receiving becomes a shared journey of discovery and growth. In these spaces, both partners can truly thrive, feeling not just fulfilled in the moment, but cherished in a way that makes them feel whole. Men who truly master the art of oral sex understand that it's not just about physical techniques or their own pleasure. It's about creating a deeply satisfying and intimate experience for their partner. These men approach intimacy with care and attention, understanding that true connection comes from being fully present and attuned to their partner's desires. They don't just focus on the act itself, but take the time to explore, learn, and adapt to what brings their partner the most pleasure. It's about understanding that the experience is a mutual exchange, where both partners feel fulfilled, respected, and cherished. When a man invests in his partner's pleasure, it creates a bond that goes beyond the physical. He is attentive to her reactions, listens to her body, and communicates openly about boundaries and desires. It's this level of awareness and connection that sets apart those who have mastered the art of intimacy from those who merely go through the motions. Ultimately, it's about creating a safe and trusting space where both partners can fully enjoy and explore their desires together. So, what have you learned so far? I'd love to hear your thoughts on one key takeaway you'll start practicing in your life. Share it with us in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay updated with more life-changing insights. Thank you for watching.